So, anyways, I really liked the whole thing with the hummingbird and her opening up about her mother. And, you know, I give her a lot of credit for doing that.
I do too. And I think it's about damn time. And what she said about Kathy, Kathy's not sorry. She's right. Her apology wasn't genuine.
Right.
She's not sorry. And Kyle seems genuinely scared of Kathy. And you should not have those feelings towards your sister.
I agree.
I think that she's genuinely scared of her because everything Rinna said that Kathy Hilton said, she really said. And she did try to ruin her sister.
Let me ask you this, though. When Kyle said that, you know, she doesn't have any yelling in her house because she had it so much growing up, do you think that that's true?
No, I don't think that any household has no yelling. That's ridiculous.
Do you think she thinks that in her head?
Maybe.
Or maybe they try, you know, you can try and have a more
I'm
quiet
sure
household.
her house is quieter than a lot of other people's, but I don't think that there's any house where there's no yelling. That would be ridiculous.
No. Yeah, that would be ridiculous. Right.
Yeah. I just thought that was a little odd. Like, you know, I mean, I know that we are exceptionally loud in my house.
Us too, yeah.
And nobody is quite that loud.
Right.
But to have a house with no yelling.
I mean, obviously, maybe her communication skills with her daughters and her husband are probably different than the ones they used with her growing up. Maybe that's what she meant.
Yeah, that could be.
You know, maybe she doesn't fly off the handle like I do at, you know, the fact that Tessa's drink was spilling in my car when we went to pick up her food today on the way home.
Okay, yeah. I don't know.
Tessa's like, you got dark seats, man. It's going to dry. It's going to be all right.
There you go.
So hopefully Tessa's going to be that kind of mom and not like me.
Right.
Look, we all do our best.
That's
it.
We do our best.
We do our best.
So then Kim brought up about her daughter Whitney's wedding. I thought it was a little odd when she said, "Are you coming alone? Or who are you coming?
Are you bringing a guest?
Are you bringing a guest?
Not even are you bringing Mo?
Right. Are you bringing a guest?" I thought that was odd.
I thought it was
because
very
whatever
odd.
it is. Like
right.
whatever she shows up with, she shows up with.
They're not separated.
Right.
Like they're saying. And I'm doing air quotes because I still don't believe they're really separated. But at this point on the show, they're still very married.
No, but still, I just thought it was odd. And then Kyle, her response was, and she said, well, what do you mean? And she's like, well, and then when she said, I just don't want people to be there who aren't genuinely happy with everybody. So then I was like, okay, who are you talking about? And then she immediately brought up Kathy.
Well, maybe because...
Like, I feel like we missed something in that conversation.
Maybe what she was trying to say was she didn't want her and Kathy to be doing any kind of squabbling at the event.
Yeah, but then why is she asking her if she's bringing anybody?
Maybe they were two separate things.
Because I'm telling you, Kathy and her husband are still not over the fact that Maurizio has this astoundingly successful real estate company.
I think they do okay. I think they do okay.
Oh, I totally agree with you. But they don't want anyone anywhere near their level. And Maurizio's not at their level, but he's doing very well for himself, and they don't like it.
I read a thing that said that the real estate company was commercial and residential.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When the residential person left, it was just the commercial. So the residential people who sold residential stuff left.
Hilton?
Okay. And they went towards whatever
the agency.
The agency, because the person who was doing it was Hilton and something.
Right.
Wasn't it
Highland?
Yeah, something. Yeah. So when that person left...
Oh, so maybe that's who approached Maurizio?
I don't know. Or maybe he just...
Somebody approached Maurizio. It's in one of the episodes. Somebody approached Maurizio. Not that conversation happening. Maurizio telling Kyle. Somebody approached me to go out on my own.
Right, because there was a hole in the market now from this lack of residential real estate from the Hilton and whatever, because the other guy left. So
maybe it affected their business.
It did affect their business because people left.
Right.
And their residential stuff was not
they don't
moving.
Like that.
The residential end was not producing.
Right. Right.
So, and then there's the whole thing with Kyle stole her house, and oh God, it's just too much.
Oh, Kim.
Kim,
yeah.
that's a Kim
The
thing,
Palm
though.
Beach
Yeah.
house.
It's just.
I think that was that house, like their mom's.
I think
or
it was
something?
family. I think it was family.
Yeah.
And
then
yeah.
I think that they sold that one, and then they bought a new one.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So the house isn't even in the family anymore.
Right. But then I thought it was also interesting that Kyle said, you know, what if I don't want to fix it?
Right, because she's
I
scared
get
to
it.
let her in again
I
because
get
it's
it.
been so many times.
Right. No, I get that.
But the problem is that, and she said it over and over again, when I have a problem with my sister, it affects
the whole
everyone.
family.
My daughters, her daughters, and it's disgusting. It's disgusting behavior. This is your family. You're lucky to have them. And your children are certainly lucky to have cousins that they're so close with that they grow up. Like,
Right.
how do you not... I do. You know how I feel about Kathy.
I do.
She's right up there with Teresa. She is toxic.
I saw a thing with some little clip it with Andy Cohen of Teresa and Louie, and Andy was asking about his business because he had just gotten.
Well, that was
fired
when they
from
were on
someone.
Watch What Happens Live.
Right. But I had never seen him before. But,
Yeah.
So he was asking him about, you know, what is it? And he was saying, you know, lead generation. And he was saying, oh, like Jen Shaw. But anyway, she looked very nervous, Teresa, during
She
that
should.
interview.
He's a
She looked
crook.
very, very nervous. But it's just interesting. I had never seen that.
And Andy Cohen loves Kathy Hilton, and he loves Teresa Giudice.
Of course he does. Make some money.
He also loves Tamara.
And absolutely.
Making the money.
Absolutely.
He loves
Making
Tamara.
the money.
Yep.
So, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll have to wait and see because I really don't know what happened.
Hopefully we'll see some of this
did,
wedding, though.
I know that they did make up, and I think, like I said, the big reason that they did make up, I guess,
Yeah,
because
they lost their friend.
their friend. I mean, at this point, she'd already lost her friend, but I guess maybe the go-between with Kim kind of trying to... And I think that that's really what happened. I think that Kim is the one that kind of brought them back together.
I hope we see part of this wedding because I love to see Kim doing well.
Yeah.
I don't think she should become a full-time housewife
No,
ever
no,
again
no,
because
no.
I think it's too much pressure. They need a storyline.
And she's a bad alcoholic.
Yes.
She was.
Yeah.
She was.
Well, once you
But
are, you
she's
are.
right. You're right. But she's in recovery now, and she seems to be doing so well. So I hope we get to see her daughter's wedding a little bit. Obviously,
Yeah,
she doesn't
I
want
would-
cameras there. but,
Right.
you know.
Yeah. And then we cut to Crystal is making her Seder dinner with her children, and then Rob is talking to the kids and asking them what it is. And I thought, you know, good for them for knowing.
Did you pick up on this? And I didn't write it down. But they said something about arising. They said,
Oh yeah.
and he said,
About
"No,
Jesus.
that's Jesus."
Yeah.
But he's Jewish.
But there are people. There are like Jews for Jesus. There
Oh,
are.
no. Okay.
No, but she's not.
Right.
Yeah, she's not.
Right.
So
I
maybe
know
they
she's
duel.
not, and they do practice both, I guess. But I just thought it was interesting that he's the one that acknowledged, no, that was Jesus.
Right.
I was like, oh, okay.
Nice.
I really like them.
I like them too.
I like
And
to
I
see
liked.
them with
I
their
liked
family.
their conversation. You liked, you know, how nice and open she was about how she felt about herself.
About what she's doing to her brother.
Yeah, so like the Ozempic craze, like is
Well, no,
triggering her.
even her
Oh,
like
and-
body
and-
image.
Yeah.
the body image.
Like
yes,
she,
yes,
all
yes.
she's doing is looking
Yes.
at these women, saying, "Look how skinny they're getting. Look how skinny they're getting." But they're, you know,
And you know what I really liked about her husband? I really liked about her husband that you know he loves her because nothing against you, Crystal, but she's a smart woman. He's way out of her league. I mean, I'm sure he makes up for it with his.
Wait, he's out of her league or she's out of his league?
She looks wise is out of his league.
right.
That.
And she's like 20 years younger than him.
Well,
isn't
so-
of course,
but
but
what-
do you know who he is?
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
He like produced The Lion King.
He was great.
Or directed.
Right.
He's a director.
But I'm
or
just
whatever.
saying.
He's like the guy who does the drawings.
There's
It's like
Oh.
the animator. She was on one of the podcasts and she was talking about it. And like people go up to him when they're out and like ask instead of for an autograph. Can
Oh,
you
he
like?
wants them to draw something.
And he does it like right then and there on the spot. Like
Oh, I
he's
didn't
like
know
the,
that.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, like the,
So
yes.
all aside, that was just a little aside that she was out of his league. But what I liked is that he did not ever once say, and he didn't need to. He never once said, "Don't worry about it, babe. Like you're a hot fucking tamale." Like,
Well,
you know what I'm
because when
saying?
you talk to somebody who has an eating disorder, it goes in one ear and out the other.
Right.
And he knows that by now. I'm sure he
I didn't know she had an eating disorder.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, so you didn't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
so
what do
that's
I know?
why.
Yes.
That's why it was so triggering
That's
for
why
her.
this is triggering for her.
Oh,
She's
yeah, I'm
saying
sure.
when I'm with these women, all I'm doing is looking at them and saying how skinny they
Comparing
are in my
herself.
head and comparing myself. Exactly.
Comparing yourself.
So he probably used to say to her, like, what are you talking about?
Right,
You look
right,
great.
Right.
But then once, you know.
Oh, see, so I saw it from another side. I saw
yeah,
it from
that's
the side
interesting.
of, like, their relationship is at a point
So
where
solid.
he doesn't need to
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. No.
even say it.
Right.
So, interesting.
But also her acknowledging that she was way too intrusive with her brother's relationship.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
That's huge.
It is
And I'm
huge.
not even going to mention who I want to mention.
Okay. Good. Don't.
But it's huge that she did that. And good for her.
Okay. Then Sutton arrives for her date, and he pulls out her chair for her, which I thought was nice.
Yes,
And
yes.
he complimented her, and then she complimented him, and I agree. I thought that was a nice, lighthearted date.
Oh, yeah.
As soon as he
much
said-
better.
They definitely
much
had a
better.
connection.
Yeah,
Yes.
the
Definitely
karaoke
had a-
connection,
yeah,
and then
they had a
she looked at the songs. I liked it. I really liked
She
it.
goes,
I thought
I
he was
never
awesome.
heard this song, Nookie.
I thought they were perfect together.
I did
Yeah,
too. I
yeah.
did too. And then I like how he asked for her number. And
Yeah,
then
nice
he
and old
and then he
school, I like
texted
it.
her,
Yeah.
and she's like, "Oh, to make sure I gave you the right number."
Yeah, that was cute.
Yeah, it was cute. Very cute.
All right, let's get to this lunch.
Okay, so then Garcelle meets up with
It's
Dorit,
funny because I said all week, we're going to talk about Salt Lake City way longer than Beverly Hills.
but we were sick of it
Yeah.
because it's been on all of social media. Like
I'm
Yeah.
sick
we're-
of all of it.
I know you are. But you're not sick of the ultimate girls trip.
I am not.
All right, so you can give me your take on the whole.
Okay. So, obviously, at first it was awkward.
Very.
After Garcelle explained the 3 A words that you should not say to a black woman, quite honestly, Dorit should have said, I hear you. I understand. I'm sorry. It's never going to happen again.
Right. I agree.
If she would have said that,
Right. It would have
that
been done.
lunch would have been much more positive. It does seem like there's a little bit more going on here with Garcelle. But in that moment, that's what she should have said.
I agree. She should have. But then when she goes on to say, I am Jewish,
It's got nothing to do with it.
I'm
Dorit.
like, oh, this
What,
is...
you don't think that has anything to do with it?
No, I don't. It
Absolutely
doesn't.
not.
You don't-
Do you think that Jewish women, as a rule, are known as aggressive, angry
No,
women?
but
Exactly.
no, but I'm sure that they're known for other things.
But it
Okay,
wasn't
but
about
that's-
other things.
It wasn't
I know.
about other things.
It was
know.
about those 3 words.
She used the word attack.
Right. It was about
That
the
was
3
a trigger
words.
for Garcelle as a black woman. That's all you need to know. You're not a black woman. She is. She was triggered. She told you. Say you're sorry, and you're not going to do it again. We're good.
Right. And then...
But why'd you have to call her a Karen?
Well-
Listen, what happened after that, I don't agree with. That's why I'm saying.
But Dorit didn't say she was sorry? She didn't say she was sorry correctly?
no.
She didn't say she was sorry
No,
at that
she
point.
didn't.
Not at that point. She didn't
She
say she
didn't.
was sorry. But what she said
And I don't
was...
think the whole Karen thing and what happened after that would have happened if Dorit would have said,
Right.
I'm sorry. I understand. It's not going to happen again.
I thought she said she was sorry.
Not until after the whole Karen thing, and she said to her, I didn't have bad intentions. I didn't have bad intentions. And then Garcelle said, I don't believe you did. I believe you. You didn't have bad intentions. And then Dorit said, I'm glad that you believe me. That's
Because
when...
before that she said that she thought she did it intentionally.
No, she said that she didn't want to educate her. And it goes back to what I said last week.
Yeah.
Is that she didn't, she's not at the point where she needs to educate these girls anymore. She's been on for a couple of years. You should know that there's certain things that will trigger a black woman. And Dorit didn't get it because she's like, well, these words have been said in our group.
Right.
But they
And I agree with her.
Right.
They have.
Right, but
Well, they
Garcelle's
showed
like,
flashbacks. They
right.
have.
And Garcelle's, but wait, were they said to me?
No, they were not.
And that was the point she was making. And Dorit wasn't getting it.
Right. She's
That's
just
when
not getting
That's
it.
when the Karen comment came out.
Right.
And that's when the privilege came out. And
Right.
then that's what she's like, well, you're privileged too.
And she's right.
Right.
Garcelle lives a very privileged life.
Right.
But that's not the type of privilege she's talking about.
Right.
And we all know that.
Right.
Right. So then at the end, I mean, Dorit apologized, but that wasn't until the end, and Garcelle accepted the apology, and that, you know, she believed that she was sincere with it.
I just don't think they should hang out.
I agree with you. I think
Some
they
people
need to
just
take a
don't-
break.
Some people just don't gel.
Right. I mean, they are on a cast together where they have
right,
to.
where they have to, right.
But they
But, you
they
know,
got to
and
figure
you-
this out, or they can't. They just can't.
Right, and like we've always said, they're coworkers.
Right.
That's right. So they listen. If they both want to stay on the show, they better figure it out.
Now I thought I had.
Well, that's, I mean, we'll end it with our quote.
I know.
Yeah,
I
but you
thought
wanna
I
talk
had
about Ultimate Girls Trip?
Yeah, I thought I had.
All right, let's talk about Ultimate Girls Trip, and then
I
we'll.
thought I had something on here.
What does it matter? No one can see us. The camera's not on.
No, now it's on.
Oh, it's on again?
Oh, it is?
Yeah, now it's on.
Oh.
I thought it was off this
Hey.
whole time.
Yeah. So, well, good thing you didn't
What
pick
up?
your nose or something.
Yeah.
No shit.
All right, we don't have to do it now, but I'll just put
Well,
it.
let's talk about Ultimate Girls Trip.
Yeah.
Ultimate Girls.
All right, so tell me
So
your
much.
thoughts.
I'm only on episode 4,
Fine.
but say what you got to say.
I think I only watched up to 4 too, because I was waiting for you guys. I didn't want to, like, you
I
know.
did it.
Okay,
I
so
liked
already
it.
finished it,
Yeah.
so
or she might have one more.
is it?
I'm like, I have half
Are all
of
the
last
episodes
one.
out?
Pretty sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I just have half of the last one.
All right. So
Half right there.
your
But I
first
loved it.
episode, what was your first thought? Well, I mean,
loved it.
how did you feel about seeing Luann and Sonia back together?
Oh,
again?
yeah. I
In a
love them.
different.
Oh,
in a-
yeah.
yeah.
No. I love me some Ramona. She's so dumb. I love her.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
she
love
says
her.
some stupid shit.
She's stupid.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm saying that because I'm fucking stupid.
But the
sometimes,
interesting thing is, you're right. She says some dumb stuff. She's very successful, and she is self-made.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she is self-made.
Like, she did not marry rich Ramona.
no, she did
Yeah.
not. She
I-
did not.
too. So I'm liking
She's a
her.
hustler.
Mm-hmm.
I'm liking her. I always love my Sonia because she's nuttier than a fruitcake.
Sonia
I love it.
Rita.
Sonia Rita.
Yeah.
Luann can get on my nerves sometimes. She's a little bossy. She's a little Charles in charge.
Yeah.
But The
it's
Kelly
a little
one-
interesting that she was drinking.
yeah, she's just
Not a lot,
not a
but
lot, but
it
yeah,
is
nothing wrong
interesting.
with
But
taking a
that's,
hiatus
you know,
and
listen.
going back.
Yeah.
I liked Kristen this time.
So did I.
I really
I mean,
liked
she's
Kristen.
all right.
I
But
thought she
tell
was
it-
the most mature of the bunch.
So did I.
But she did, you know, not necessarily read the room correctly sometimes too.
Well, she brought up the on pause thing too many times because clearly, but I don't blame her, and I don't know why this is such a trigger for Dorinda. You were fired, Dorinda. You were fired. The whole cast was fired, quite
Yeah, but you know
honestly.
It's a
'Cause-
trigger for her because she doesn't want to admit she was fired.
Yeah,
That's why it's a
because
trigger.
that's,
Exactly.
it's her gigs. And
Right.
Right.
look, almost all of them will be fucking. If you do in New York and New Jersey, you're gonna have fucking firecrackers.
For sure.
That's it. You're gonna have firecrackers.
sure.
So you just, Sonny's nuts. Sometimes you make shit like you just got to deal with it.
Yeah.
And go on.
So- Okay.
What'd you think of Callie Ben Simone?
She's a mess.
I cannot believe
She's a
she
mess.
is just as messy as she was
She's a
10
mess.
years ago. Was it
Yes.
10 years ago?
Yeah.
She's a mess.
I mean, I really thought that was like.
When she
She's
came
hard.
on New
She's
York,
very hard to. She does not communicate well.
when she first came on New York, you know Bethany Frankel, right?
Yeah.
So Bethany wasn't as wealthy and
Right.
well known
Successful.
and successful as she is now. But Kelly actually sat to her and was like, "I'm up here and you're down here."
Oh.
And a
that's
bar.
when I lost it
Yep,
for her.
yep.
I'm like, "Well, you're an asshole."
Right.
She does think she's all that in a bag of chips.
But the interesting thing is that she was married to a photographer. She was a model. I guess that's how her and Luann know each other. And then she said that when she got divorced, she got nothing from him and raised her girls on her own and had to pay. So what are you saying? You're up here and she's down here for? Like, you weren't living some lavish lifestyle back
She
then.
had to get something from him because how was she
I
living
know,
in
I
New
think
York?
she's full
I mean,
of it.
she's a realtor.
Yeah, but she wasn't always.
But so what was she doing?
That's
she's
what I
still a
mean.
model? I mean, was she-
That's what I mean.
no, like I mean,
So
come on.
I think she's full of shit.
Yeah,
quite
I think so
honestly.
too.
So I love Dorinda, and I'm gonna do the Eagles. Eagles don't fly with pigeons, so go get your breadcrumbs and get back to me tomorrow. I love her. So then Ramona says, "Oh, what is it? Eagles don't fly with pigeons, so get your breadcrumbs ready." And then Sonia says, "Pigeons don't fly with dogs. If you lie with dogs, you get crumbs." Luann says, "No, you get fleas, baby." Sonia, "Pigeons don't fly with doves." What
It was
else
like
is
a
there to
telephone
say?
game.
It's fucking great.
And they were all there together.
And they were all there together.
There was no
It was
telephone
great.
game.
It was great.
But I was watching it last night. The last episode I watched, which I think was 3 maybe, but they're all at the dinner table and they're just questioning Kristen on the Ashley Madison thing.
Oh.
And they would not Tess was in the room with me. She was like, "Oh my god, like what are they talking about? And why won't they leave this woman alone?" I'm like,
And she's
this
right.
is what
She's
they
the
do.
only one that's married. They worked
Like,
through
let
it.
Exactly.
Come
Whatever
on.
it was, it's over. And she acknowledged it. She admitted. Like, what do you want her to? How much more do you want her to say?
Right. Well,
I guess because she's saying he really didn't cheat on
right.
her.
They're like, stop your shit.
yeah.
They're like,
But still, who cares?
Move
It's
on.
10 years ago.
Move on.
Right,
Exactly.
They're happily married with 2 children. Let them
Right.
live their lives.
Right.
and I love Dorinda said, in regards to Sonia, she said in her little cameo thing, she said, diamonds are a girl's best friend moves. Like, that's what Sonia has. Like, she's always, it's just interesting. I love the shit.
How about when they were sitting in the van, the 3 of them doing their cameos at the same time?
Oh, yes, great.
And 3 for 1.
Oh my God. I mean,
That was funny.
I would love to get a cameo from Sonia. I think
yeah.
It's $99. I thought about it. Like, we could get one
Oh, yeah, we can get
For
it.
Rewind
Yeah,
Whenever.
That's a good idea.
and post it. But then I was reading there's like business ones. But are we a business? I mean, let's just say we're not a business.
Exactly. We're just
Yeah,
three
we're
friends
not.
who like
We're
to drink
just-
together and
We're
talk.
just 3 turds drinking in a
I mean,
basement.
no one's watching us anyway.
Yeah.
But wouldn't that be great if we could get a Sonia cameo?
no,
My
right.
friend Jessica's watching us. Shout out to Jessica
Hey,
because she
Jessica.
said it today. We were at the basketball game together.
Okay, so Jessica, do us a really big favor. Please share
Yes.
one of our clips.
Please share.
Please share. That's what we need. We need people to
Or share our podcast with any of your
yeah,
friends.
share. Listen, share anything that you can. How about that? We'll take.
And
we'll take
thank
an
you
old
for listening
sleeve
and supporting
of
us.
saltines.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So
All right.
I love me some girls trip.
Okay.
Our quote.
What's our quote, Laura?
The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Eleanor Roosevelt.
Very nice.
I liked Eleanor Roosevelt.
I did
It's very
too. Well,
interesting.
I mean, what I learned
Yeah,
about her in
yeah,
history.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for watching or listening to We Wine Whenever. Watch us, share, like, give us 5-star reviews,
And I got to get a refill on my wine.
And listen to the podcast.
and listen to the podcast. Until next time.
Bye. My shoelace was untied and it was driving me nuts the whole time.